Roll call. Here. 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 Any conflicts to report? Item 4, approval of minutes of the meeting, January 8th.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the January 8th meeting minutes.
Second. Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item A. Bid opening, demolitions on property located at 7404 Beach, 7974 Birch, 5516 Calumet Avenue, 4319 Clark, garage only, 3150 Cleveland Street, 6430 Madison Avenue, rear house, 914 Merrill, 514 Mulberry, 6419 Nebraska, 1135 164th Place, 2718 164th Place, 722 165th, 255 173rd, 1680 174th Place, garage only, 1033 Bruce Street, 4307 Torrance, garage only, 7732 Walnut, 7446 White Oak Avenue, house and garage, 814 Willow Court, and 728 Willow Court.
The first bid is from RSR Demolition Incorporated, 1370 Joliet Street, Dyer, Indiana. I don't know how we want to do this because there's a lot of properties and it looks like everybody didn't bid on all of them. You want me to read the individual properties or the total? Are there people here that are going to be writing down these bid prices? Okay, well then we'll just read them all. 7404 Beach, $6,419. 7974 Birch, $13,800. 5516 Calumet, $12,710. Then he didn't bid the next three. Next one is 914 Merrill, $9,686. 514 Mulberry, $11,270. 2718 164th Place, $11,580. 722 165th Street, $25,399. 1033 Spruce, $16,590. 814 Willow, $9,779. 728 Willow, $11,680. So his total bid's $128,913. The next bid is from KLF Enterprises, 2300 West 167th Street, Markham, Illinois. He bid all of them. 7404 Beach, $9,500. 7974 Birch, $14,500. 5516 Calumet, $24,500. 4319 Clark, $2,500. 3150 Cleveland, $16,500. 6430 Madison, $8,500. 914 Merrill, $12,500. 514 Mulberry, $10,500. 6419 Nebraska, $9,500. 1135 164th Place, $9,500. 2718 164th Place, looks like $9,850. 722 165th Street, $22,500. 255 173rd Place, $15,500. 1680 174th Place, $10,500. 1033 Spruce, $14,500. 4307 Torrance, $2,500. 7732 Walnut, $9,500. 7446 White Oak, $12,850. 814 Willow, $19,500. 728 Willow, $8,500 for a total bid of $243,700. Next bid is from Acton Contracting LLC, 1102 East Columbus Drive, East Chicago, Indiana. $7404 Beach, $5,965. 7974 Birch, $7,825. 5516 Calumet, $18,820. 4319 Clark, $2,350. 3150 Cleveland, $9,970. 6430 Madison, $10,675. 914 Merrill, $8,830. 514 Mulberry, $5,845. 6419 Nebraska, $5,870. 1135 164th Place, $6,930. 2718 164th Place, $10,070. 722 165th Street, $22,925. 255 173rd Place, $9,620. 1680 174th Place, $3,240. 1033 Spruce, $8,845. 4307 Torrance, $2,750. 7732 Walnut, $6,325. 7446 White Oak, $8,075. 814 Willow, $8,740. 728 Willow, $12,370 for a total bid of $176,040. The next bid is from JM Industrial Services Incorporated, 201 Marble Street, Hammond, Indiana. $7404 Beach, $5,454. 7974 Birch, $6,750. 5516 Calumet, $9,800. 4319 Clark, $2,200. 3150 Cleveland, $5,450. 6430 Madison, $5,850. 914 Merrill, $6,750. 514 Mulberry, $4,800. 6419 Nebraska, $5,830. 1135 164th Place, $5,740. 2718 164th Place, $5,840. 722 165th, $14,800. 255 173rd Place, $6,380. 1680 174th Place, $3,420. 1033 Spruce, $6,380. 4307 Torrance, $3,480. 7732 Walnut, $5,430. 7446 White Oak, $5,430. 814 Willow, $8,930. 728 Willow, $6,420 for a total bid of $125,134. Final bid is from Gary Material Supply LLC, 7318 West 15th Avenue, Gary, Indiana. $7404 Beach, $5,200. 7974 Birch, $7,800. No bid on 5516 Calumet. 4319, $3,500. That's 4319 Clark. 3150 Cleveland, $8,900. They didn't bid 6430 Madison. 914 Merrill is $9,000. 514 Merrill is $6,500. 6419 Nebraska is $5,900. 1135, 164th place is 5,500. 2718, 164th place is 8,700. 722, 165th Street is 25,000. 255, 173rd place is 15,300. 1680, 174th place is 3,750. 1033 Spruce is 10,100. They didn't bid 4307 Torrance. 7732 Walnut is $6,000. 7446 White Oak is 8,600. 814 Willow is 8,900, and they didn't bid 728 Willow. Their total bid is $138,650. That completes the reading of the bids. I'd like to make a motion that this be referred to code enforcement and engineering for tabulation and recommendation.
Motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item B.
Sorry, can I just ask, is anybody present for any of those properties as property owners? Because I did do a rehab agreement for 7404 Beach.
Yes, we got the 7404 Beach.
Okay, I have it attached to the file. I mailed it to him, but I also have a hard copy. Lynn, did I give it to you? Or no? I thought he might come, so I did mail it, but I also... No, if you don't have it, I'll give mine.
Which one? C?
Beach, very first one. Top of the pile, first one on the bid. 7404 Beach.
T is 1033 Spruce.
T.
The agreement to rehabilitate?
I've got Spruce, 5516 Calumet, 7600 Howard.
You have a status on 7404 Beach.
Yeah. Is it under a different number, Lynn?
H.
Is it under H?
Is it under H?
It's under H.
Oh, sorry, okay.
Here it
Here
is.
now.
It's here.
All right, sorry.
I am.
Oh. Sorry about that.
Request for advertising dates of February 5th, 2015, February 12th, 2015, and a bid opening date of February 26th, 2015 for the 2015 Hammond and Whiting Resurfacing Program and the 2015 Hammond and Whiting Sidewalk Program.
These are two separate bid packages, so these will be available down in engineering.
Okay,
So I'd like to make a motion that we approve those advertising and bid opening dates.
motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item C, license agreement for environmental monitoring at B&R Oil Company submitted for approval.
Mr. President, I just ask that the board approve it. It's so that the H&M department can test the groundwater.
Second?
Motion second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Item D, correspondence received from Fire Chief Jeffrey Smith requesting approval of promotion of Private Jason Rogers to the rank of Captain Inspector effective January 20th, 2015.
We had a person retire, so we had to move someone up, so I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item E, correspondence received from Attorney Curtis Foskey requesting a 30-day continuance for the hearing on property located at 4841 Elm Avenue.
I have no problem with the continuance. We contacted Mr. Vosti in December. Mutually agreed that we wanted to do another inspection if there's any way we can make it a safe 2-unit. Just to go background on this property, it's been affirmed once. We've had 9 continuances. We've been deposed. We failed to do the inspection. It's been 2 years and 3 months since we did this inspection originally. So I'd like to have this as a final continuance. If Mr. Vosti is agreeable to let us do the inspection, that's fine. If not, we're ready to go forward.
Hi, Mr. President, Mr. Vossi just sent a correspondence. I prepared an order which I think will take care of the continuances on this. We keep continuing it because Mr. Vossi keeps asking for specific information. I feel that once that specific information is provided to him, there will be no need for further continuances. However, I know everybody is very busy. The department is overworked and understaffed. So I'm asking that you sign the order saying we do not set another date until such time as the specific information that is requested is tendered in writing. Everybody will acknowledge that they have received it, and at that time we will set a hearing, and there will be no further continuances. And the order reflects that. And after you sign it, I'm going to give it to the building department.
Motion, second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Item F. Correspondence received from Attorney Gary Matthews requesting 2 to 3 week continuance of property located at 40 Warren Street, 222 Hanover Street, 4930 Cedar Avenue, and 4139 to 41 Sheffield Avenue. Anything on Mr. Matthews' report?
She sent a correspondence. He's asking for continuance, and I believe it states basis for the continuance in his email, his correspondence, his written letter.
Case in Crown Point that day.
Yeah, he's never one to clown around with the board, so I would ask that you would approve this request.
So moved.
Motion?
What are we gonna do, 2 or 3 weeks? When's the date?
February the 12th? That'd be 2 weeks.
You asking for a specific?
Says 2 to 3 weeks.
February,
Give him a month.
February 19th.
That's fine.
That's my motion.
Motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item G, status hearing on property located at 4504 to 10 Holman
I
Avenue.
did get your correspondence like this.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Michael Munich. I represent the owners of the structure. If I may approach, I have a status report on the building for you.
I do have a file.
Progress has been made. It's itemized in my letter of January 28th. Originally, we had agreed to a 120-day timeline. That error is on mine. It can't be done within that framework. In the interim, and primarily that came as a result of the Thanksgiving, Christmas, holidays, the winter, et cetera, some of the work just couldn't be done. But what has been completed is itemized. An exterminator has been engaged on a regular basis as in inspecting the property. The roof has been inspected, found to be sound. They do recommend that a sealer be applied this spring. We also, prior to that, engaged the services of a structural engineer to determine that the building is sound, and he has reported to me that it is, subject to further inspection. An electrician has been engaged who was scheduled to start this week to restore service to the building. There was some confusion between me, my clients, and the building department. We had 2 contractors apply for building permits, the electrician and the mason, to tuck point the structure. The building department wanted a rehab agreement. We didn't know what that was. I've cleared that with Ms. Cantor's office. She has advised the building department that the rehab agreement is my letter of September 19th, if I recall correctly. Permits have now been applied for by both the mason and the electrical contractor, and my understanding have been issued. Services of a mason have been engaged to tuck point the structure in accordance with recommendations from the structural engineer. HVAC company has been engaged with them services to repair and redo the heating equipment. Upon inspection, we found that a number of parts on the rooftop heating units had been stolen. It's not clear yet if we're going to be able to replace those parts or if the entire units have to be replaced. All of the exterior canopies, with the exception of one sign, and all the structural, I'm going to call them obstructions on the exterior, have been removed. There are photographs attached showing that that has been cleared up. The interior of the structure has been completely cleaned. Materials that will be used, such as coolers, shelving, and things of that nature in its future use, have been stored on site. All the remainder, approximately 2 dumpsters worth, has been removed to trash. A plumber has been engaged. However, we've put him on hold. He obviously can't do anything until electric and heat are back in the structure. I do not have a timeline yet for the electric service. That's going to have to be coordinated with NIPSCO. The building remains boarded up in compliance with the Hammond Code section and is secured by a lock and key. I checked that this week. And as I indicated, the inability to maintain the timeline is on me. I overestimated the ability to complete the structures. In regards to the zoning matter, I've conferred with Mr. Nowak, who is the municipality's zoning administrator, and examined the official map. The property is zone C1. It's not zone C4. The retail grocery outlet, which is planned for the site, fits within that classification. He has taken the position, or he has told me, that the parking lot on the north side is grandfathered and is accessible and usable for parking, and has indicated to me that he will issue a zoning compliance permit once the parking lot is striped, which is planned for this spring as soon as the weather breaks. We would request an additional 120 days to complete the improvements. We have no problem coming back and giving you a monthly status report as to the work as it progresses, and that's the end of my status report.
Actually, he pretty much summed it all up in a nutshell. That's, I have nothing to add. That's exactly that's the way it was on January 29th, 2015. I would just ask that we set this for status on April the 16th, which is our next regular status date on demolition properties, and everything proceeds the way he said it. We should be up and running. The weather did kind of turn this year sooner than it normally does. It got really bad around Halloween and stayed bad, so a lot of the outside work could get done.
Where do you want the 30-day status report submitted?
We can sit, if you want to do a 30-day status report, if you want, I can just have Mr. Munich tender it in writing, so he doesn't have to come back, and I can bring it to the board, but I would just like it set for a regular appearance date on April 16th.
And I have no problem making the monthly status report. My client's intention is to get this building done. And again, the original 120 days was mine. I'm not used to be working under this particular set of circumstances. I didn't stop and think that the one service required the other service, and then the intervening weather just drew havoc with the schedule that I developed.
Well, Attorney Munich, you offered the 30-day status.
I'd be more than happy to submit them.
Right, and I would just say those can be written status reports, which I'll tender to the board. He doesn't have to come.
So moved, all that stuff, so moved.
Motion, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Item H.
We did H.
H
Well, let's
H
call
is
him.
done?
Well, Mr. Rodriguez, I did give him the agreement to rehabilitate, although it is unfair to expect a person to read something instantaneously, so if you want some additional time to read it.
I just read over.
Okay, but I mean, are you comfortable with it? I don't want to, normally people have a couple of weeks to look it over. Talk over with their contractor. Who's your contractor? You might want to talk to him first.
Because the problem we had getting the contract because we didn't have this right here.
Right.
Okay.
So do you want a couple of weeks to look it over? Or do you want to sign it now? You're going to be getting another copy in the mail.
Yeah, I can sign it right now.
Okay.
That way I can expedite the process of getting everything done.
Just sign it where it's for your name, and I'll give it to the board to sign for us there. And you will be getting another copy with the mail.
All right, you don't mind about
No,
Christmas
no, right on
and
here.
stuff?
Yeah, this is You were here, and I didn't forge your name.
Okay. They steal your pen.
Yeah, you can have it. 10 and 20 here.
You're doing a pretty
You
good
want us to
job.
act on the rehab agreement?
I'm sorry, yeah?
You want us to act on the rehab?
Yes, I would ask you to please approve it, and then he can start working on the property.
74
Or
for B,
beach, correct, there's one of those.
rehab agreement.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept it.
Motion, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
I
Thank
can
you.
get another copy.
Yeah,
Or-
I'm mailing you a copy, and if, once that's signed, I can mail you a copy of the signed one.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a nice day now. Thanks.
Item I, notice violation hearing on property located at 1630 Indianapolis Boulevard.
This is a second floor unit that we're asking to be removed. We have been in contact with the owner. They couldn't be here today. We have drafted up a deed restriction for the property. I'm just awaiting the homeowner to sign that. They have vacated the second floor unit, locked and sealed it from the first floor, which they will be allowed to rent. The property should be a single-family home based on the permits and research. Would you guys like a copy of the order for, or I mean, I'm just waiting for her to sign a deed restriction and get it back, so. Status date on February 19th. That should give us plenty of time to have her sign it and then submit it for your guys' approval.
Status on February 19th.
So moved. Second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item J, rental registration hearing on property located at 710 Willow Court. 710 Willow Court.
Mr. Jones? Oh, okay. All right, now, Mr. Jones, you just acquired this property in May of 2014? Oh, I'm sorry, take your time. Switching from a close vision to far away vision, it takes me a minute. Did you only get this property in May?
Yes. The guy didn't get the deed until June.
Now, do you live there or do you rent it?
No, I don't, I'm waiting till the monitor on the renovation, it's just the light and gas that's on.
Okay, you bought it on tax sale and the date the deed was recorded was June 13th.
Right,
That is the correct address, okay?
okay.
I'll lose that. So basically, the reason you didn't register is because you got it after the April 15th deadline.
Right.
When did you get a tenant in there? Or is there
I
still?
don't have no.
Oh, there's no
one-
tenant?
No.
Oh, are you
no.
gonna, when are you expecting it to get a tenant?
No, I'm gonna move in myself.
Oh, so it's not a rental then?
No,
Okay, then I guess we don't have to do anything, no registration is required. If you're gonna move in there, it's your house.
right.
Now, I just, you want to do that?
No, if he's got it recorded, it should be in his name.
It's an owner occupied house.
Dismiss action.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Good luck to you. Item K, rental
Thank you,
registration
thank you.
hearing on property located at 7546 Jackson Avenue. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a rental property. I had one with my husband at 7546 Jackson. He passed away in April, and it was something that I wasn't aware that was part of handling. He did everything with that pertaining to it. The first that I had gotten was the letter from you asking for the penalty, so I'm asking the penalty be let go for this one time.
Okay, is it a single family?
It is, it is.
Ma'am, have you owned it since 2011?
Yes. Well, we've actually owned the property for 15 years. We moved and started renting in 2011.
And did you,
Those have all been, he did that every year.
did you register in 13 and 14? It's showing it was not registered for 13 and 14.
It was not registered for 14, well. Yeah. It should have been registered for 13 with him.
It was registered late in 12, not 13, not in 14. And this-
Well, 14 would have been the year that I missed. But I said he took care of all the stuff pertaining to the rental with the renters and all that, and it wasn't anything that it passed me by knowing that I had to do that.
All right.
2015 should be on its way.
Well, Mr. President, I would just ask that you register for 13 and 14 at the regular rate. And 15, obviously.
Yes,
Yeah, well, you have until April 15th to do 15, but
yes, I wanted to make sure it got done this time.
make a motion, we waive the late fees, but the units must be registered at the $80 for the 3 years.
Motion second. All those in favor? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item L, rental registration hearing on property located at 2718 Birch Avenue.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I, representing Jeff Lee, who owns the property. I'm his property manager. He's got a little statement here he wanted me to read to you, but let's see. Jeff Lee, Birch Avenue, he's unable to make the hearing today because he's in Florida as a geometry teacher. He's a geometry teacher in Florida.
Geometry.
Oh, okay.
He's from Hammond. This was his first time renting a house. He didn't know about rental registration, and he only rents the house seasonally. And he lives in it June, July, August because he's a school teacher. He bounces back and forth. So he didn't know. He's asking, they have leniency toward him because he didn't know about it, but he's since registered and we have all the documentation, la, 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 la. So that's it.
He registered?
I'm sorry?
He did register?
Yeah, yeah, it's right here. Right, yeah, he was 1 year late,
Oh, he's registered for 15.
right.
He
15.
registered when he found out he didn't register for it.
Correct, he registered for 15. He's already got the sticker for 15.
He rents the kids from the college.
Single? Make a motion that we waive the late fee, but the unit must be registered at the $80.
Second.
Motion, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good morning.
Item M, rental registration hearing on property located at 1035 Cherry Street. 1035 Cherry,
Mr. Shell?
Joseph Shell? Mr. President, I would ask that we deny the appeal based on no information.
Is it only 1 year, do we know?
It says he's owned it since 2006, so I have no idea how long it's been a rental. I would just deny the appeal until he appears.
Make a motion that we deny the appeal and the unit must be registered and the fine must be paid for however many years he hasn't registered it.
Second.
motion, second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Item N, correspondence received requesting a rental registration hearing on property located at 4415 to 4417 Hickory, set for January 22nd, 2015, be recurred as the property owner appeared after the meeting ended. When would you like to reset this?
Mr.
Or-
Sutton's not here, or is just, he's just?
He's asking to rehear.
Yeah, do we? Looks like February 12th or 19th.
February 12th.
Motion?
Second.
Second, all in favor? Ayes have it. Item O, correspondence received requesting rental registration hearing.
Bunch of them?
Make a motion to schedule these for March 26th.
Second.
2015. Motion and second, all in favor? Ayes have it. Item P, agreements to rehab property located at 1033 Spruce, 7629 Howard, 5516 Calumet Avenue, submitted for approval.
Mr. President, these are all demolition properties, and I would just ask that the signed copies be approved by the board.
Motion, second,
Second.
all in favor? Ayes have it. Item Q. Excuse me. Correspondence from attorney Lakeisha Murdoch requesting the business license revocation hearing for Grand Food Mart set for today be continued.
This is from Scott King's office. She's an attorney at Scott King's office. There was something about a death in one of the attorney's families. I didn't actually read the letter, but I was,
There's a scheduling conflict.
there was something about somebody dying. That's what I heard on the,
So is Grand Food up and operating and everything, and
they haven't had their license pulled yet, but then we pulled FA Foods and they're still operating, so.
when did they want to reschedule it for? They asked for a specific date?
No.
I would just only ask we don't set it for March 26th. I'm not gonna be here.
How about 2 weeks? February 12th.
Okay.
February 12th.
Motion,
Second.
Oh, is it the 12th yet?
second, all in favor? Ayes have it. Item R, amusement device listing for the week ending January 26th, 2015.
Make a motion to approve all of them?
Second.
Motion, second, all in favor? Ayes have it. Item S, correspondence received from 3rd District Councilman Anthony Higgs requesting the house in the rear of 838 Ames be placed on the demolition list.
I'll make a motion that be referred to code enforcement?
Yeah,
Motion, second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. I'd like to recognize Councilwoman Janet Vanez, who has joined us this morning. Good morning, Councilwoman. Item T, correspondence received requesting street closures and traffic control along the Hammond 10K Charity Run, Saturday, April 11th, 2015, from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the route.
Can we send it to? Send it to somebody? PD or Public Works and Chief? Chief Doty is involved in it, so he knows about it.
The motion, second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Item U, correspondence received from the Hammond Water Department requesting permission for lane closure north of Sibley Street on the Holman Avenue Bridge beginning today and continuing to Tuesday, February 3rd, 2015 for main and valve replacement.
It's already closed, and it is,
No problem.
it's very slow to get through there. So if you have an alternate route, take it.
True.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve that route.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Any matters from board members?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can we send a letter to Mylan and Gary about putting a couple more speed limit signs on Sheffield Parkway
Sheffield Parkway.
between 129th and...
That's a new park road with the two traffic circles.
There's only one stop, there's only one speed limit sign. Did I say stop?
At least he should add another speed limit sign as you exit each of the circles.
At least two more. One in each direction.
what's the speed limit there? Is it 20, 15? Okay.
There's one at the end,
Through
there's
there
one
at
off of
30, 40
Calumet.
miles an hour.
There's one off of Calumet, one off of...
If they want to go that fast, they need to stay on Calumet, go 129.
Yeah, that's
Third,
a whole different...
different problem.
So we're going to refer that to Mylan and to Gary Gleason.
Yeah, because I'm sure he'll call Gary to put the signs up.
Motion, second, so moved.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item 7, matters from other department heads or the representatives. There being none. Any new business? Any old business?
Status on 5502 Alice.
AA, status on property located at 5502 Ellis Avenue.
I don't believe any progress has been made, and the building department's going to issue permits for demolition on that second structure.
So moved. Or second? All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. The meeting is now open to the public. Anyone from the public wishing to address the board? Sir?
Hello, board. I just wanted to make sure I heard. I'm one of exhibit research for 5516 Calumet. Did we get the signature of the approval of the demo or approval of my
This was
rehabilitation?
an agreement, right?
Oh, yeah, okay, that was it.
Yeah, we have agreement.
Okay.
Now, if you want to wait till after the meeting, did you guys sign it or no? 'Cause we can-
Yeah.
We can get you a copy after the meeting, though.
Okay,
Okay, you can box it back.
fair enough. All right, thank you.
Sir?
Hi, I'm Patrick Dempsey, the owner of 5415 Tell. There's a little confusion. Apparently, there was a coach house at the back of the property that was torn down in 2013. I bought the property at the tax sale in Lake County this March of 2014. And they told me that the house is still on the demolition list downstairs. Now, I applied for a demolition inspection. They're supposed to come out Tuesday at 10 a.m. I just found out this morning. So I was just wondering if I can find out.
What was the address?
5415 Tell. And I called Kevin Smith, and he said that their file is closed on the property, so that would lead me to believe that they only meant, or the board only meant to destroy the coach house, not the main house. The main house is in pretty good condition.
5415 Tell.
Right.
Okay, let me see what the order says. We already have a demo lien on the property. Findings in order, let's see what the findings in order say.
You need a tablet, Chris.
Yeah, I need to give it where my reading glasses. It looks like it was the rear structure only. It's like, it looks like a little garage in the back.
Right. I think it was actually a tiny house at one point.
You know what, the best thing is we can do is I can get the file and we can release rescind the order, because otherwise it's gonna, you didn't have any problem getting title?
No, I didn't have any problem getting title. The other thing is the lien was not discovered in the title search either.
Well, the lien was recorded September 16, 2014. when it
Okay,
showed.
well, see, that's the thing about the tax sale. I paid for the property in March, but I did not take possession of it until November, actually.
On that issue, just contact Kevin Smith, because if it wasn't recorded in time, they can release it.
Okay,
But contact Kevin Smith, because he'll have the information on the tax sale.
so about the lien, I should
Correct.
contact Kevin Smith?
Now, the other one on the property, I'm gonna order up the property, we'll do a release of the demolition order, so that he doesn't have a clouded title. 'Cause it looks like it was just, the pictures here show like a little tiny garage.
Right, I mean, there's evidence that something was there and it was taken out, but do you know when that, I think Kevin Smith's office told me it was done in 2013.
Well, the lien, let me see what the lien should say, amount of the lien was $8,167.
Well, the lien is fairly recent, like in 14, right?
Right, but they don't usually, they can't do the lien until they've actually done the work and got billed for it, so I'm just
Right,
gonna.
I'm thinking it was like a year, it took them a year to put the lien on, do you think?
Bid opening, bid opening. The bid openings were August 29th, 2013, so it was probably demolished sometime in early 2014. Maybe in the winter, like a year ago. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'll do a rescinding for this, send myself a copy of it. So that will take the order of demolition off the property. However,
Okay.
the issue with the lien being recorded, you gotta talk to Kevin Smith about that.
Okay, and what about the demolition inspection that I applied for and it is?
I don't think you need it for the property that's gone. I mean, is there anything wrong with the front house?
No, the front house is good, I
Okay.
just wanna make sure that it's not torn down when I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, that would be kind of tricky. I do believe it. I mean, the pictures that they show is of like a little garage structure. So
Right.
That's why I said, we'll formally rescind this order for the front property, and then you won't have to do the inspection unless you want to.
No, I don't really want to, could you, I mean, how will I have, sort of confirmation that it's been rescinded?
Well, I can't do it till next week's board meeting. If you want to come back next week, it'll be on the agenda, you can get a copy.
Okay, should I just go ahead with the inspection? The inspection's supposed to be Tuesday at 10.
Oh, well, I mean, is Kurt's still here or no? I mean, you paid $150 for it, right?
Right,
See, that's the part.
yeah, I would prefer to get that back if I
Right.
could.
I would go talk to Kurt Cook and indicate that it was only on the rear property and that you don't need the inspection. We discussed it before the board, and you should get your money back.
Okay, who's Kurt Cook and where do I find him?
He's in the building department, he's in the basement.
Kurt Cook, okay, thank you.
Yeah. I'll get that order done for next week's meeting.
Anybody else for public expression?
Different matter, so figured since I'm here. Obviously, I wanted to open a paintball field before I got approved. I got a new piece of property I acquired in tax sale, off of Indianapolis by Cabela's. That, would this be this meeting to address possibly open up a paintball field there, approval?
First of all, he needs to talk to Don Novak to make sure the property he's interested in is appropriately zoned, because if it's zoned residential, it's probably not gonna be a.
No, it's, I'm sorry, but it's zoned as two. So basically, there's no toxic dump prior history, there's,
But is it in there's a piece of property there that's been changing hands over the years, everybody keeps buying it on the sale, and it's actually in the river. It's not a piece of usable land, it's inside the levees.
it's actually, yeah, it's probably that one. It's the one in the front on the same side as the BMV. Yeah, the BMV, it bumps up,
That
butts
chunk
up.
of land south of the levee?
It's part of the levee. Basically, you have the Highland side, which is the, what the gas station that is.
There's an overflow area there
Yeah.
that really can't be used for anything.
Well,
And
yeah,
that's the reason why everybody buys it and then it goes back up for tax sales, because it's Because it's in the floodway, you can't build anything in the floodway.
Yeah, my purposes weren't,
It'll be underwater numerous times during the year.
yeah, my purposes were actually were just to actually build nothing, just to actually, but to go out there and get permission from the board to shoot paintballs on the property, just because by law you can't discharge a firearm or something of that nature, paintball, aerial crossbow, whatever.
Where's this property?
This is basically, if you're, yeah,
Next to BMV, but it's on the other side of the levee.
well, it's part of the levee as well. I mean, we acquired the western portion of the levee. There's actually some equipment that's on, or a gate, or what is that? You have two, when you're on Indianapolis Boulevard, going
Floodgates,
south.
yeah, the floodgates that dump into there from the ditch line.
To the ditch line. So on the back half, you have it cut off with the gate. I own basically 25, 35 feet from that point going westbound. So if I walk down the levee, I own that western portion of it,
It's a couple of acres?
about 6 acres.
That's
It has to be the one.
what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do anything there.
Well, I was,
You can't set up anything that would wash down the river.
well, it was mostly just to be on the physical, I mean, for paintball, it was more just to be on the actual land, so to speak.
Can't do anything on it, plus it's wetland.
The land
In the
portion.
meantime, 5516 Calumet has a big giant hole in it when somebody drove through it, and I'd like to actually see some progress being made, because the date on the agreement to rehabilitate is the date, and if it's not done by June, it's already been mid, and they're gonna be awarded.
No, yeah, as far as going back, yeah, that we've been working on that.
I worry about Calumet before I worry about 6 acres of river.
True.
And I talked to Mr. Novak about the 6 acres until that's straight.
Okay.
You know, there's some
If it's changed hands that many times.
There's
some
support.
restrictions there, and I mean, so talk to Mr. Novak, he can inform you as to what.
Definitely. Okay. Yeah, and as far as we already have 2 contractors on that, and our biggest thing with the 5516 Calumet, with the big hole in the building is, are we have an insurance issue going over lost rent, and so we're having a battle with that. Not that that's your concern, but that's just what we're dealing with, because I have my policy to cover it.
All I'm telling you is that by June, the date on the agreement is not done, we're tearing it down. So you've already, we started talking about this back in October.
Yes.
This is almost February, and there is not one thing fixed from October to February. So if June comes around and there's nothing done, it's coming down.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to make sure you understand.
Yeah, I'm fully aware of it coming down. My biggest contention on the property was payment. I know it's covered by my policy for being torn down. So they have, the insurance company has they prefer it not being, they prefer it being torn down because it costs them less money to tear it down than to pay to fix it. So our argument is that pay for me to finish it because my policy is there, so. But that's basically it. So thank you very much again.
Anybody else want to discuss it? Motion to adjourn.
Motion, second, all in favor?